Well, I figured since I reviewed this, why not review yet again a film that I absolutely love? Because you know what old Jack says at a time like this? Who? Jack Burton. Me. Old Jack says, what the hell? If we're not back by dawn, call the president. I'm talking whoever's listening out there. Let that bitch suck your eye and say, give me best shot, pal. I can take it. We really shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wayne? No bullshit, Jack? No bullshit, Wayne. I can't help it. I could do that all day, seriously. Big Trouble in Little China. Yes, this is the 2-disc special edition. And I'm not sure if you can actually get this. Oh, let me fix that camera. And real quick, like, once again, if you're wondering, there's something else that's going to be put there. I still have my Jacob's Ladder poster right there, which gives it more room there, so it's not getting ripped. But something else is going to be there. But anyway, this is the 2-disc special edition of Big Trouble in Little China, which this came out in the summer of '86, and man, that must have been such a great summer. I mean, think about it, in the same summer, you got David Cronenberg's The Fly, Aliens, and Big Trouble in Little China, among other films. But just those three alone, that's a fantastic summer. Now, Big Trouble in Little China was released by 20th Century Fox, but unfortunately, they fucked around with John Carpenter, and they didn't give him much promotion. Even on the very funny commentary track with Kurt Russell and John Carpenter, even some of their friends or family, or I think friends, were like, hey, when's your movie coming out? And it's like, this week. And I know John Carpenter, the director here, had a bad time making this, and he kind of got pissed at studios. And I can't really blame him, because this film did not deserve to flop. But it did, unfortunately. And that's why after this, John Carpenter sort of did lower budgeted flicks like They Live and Prince of Darkness. And it's a shame because, you know, like, he goes with Universal, he does John Carpenter, he does The Thing, my favorite horror film of all time, and it bombs. Then he does this film, and it bombs. And these are two awesome flicks. I mean, Big Trouble in Little China, it's actually uh, W.D. Richter. I just came up with the original idea, which this film was actually going to be kind of a western, where a guy comes in and his horse is stolen, and then he has to go into this underground, so other world in a way. And W.D. Richter, I believe, is the same guy who helped write Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, among other stuff. But it was written by Gary Goldman and David Z. Weinstein, so I guess they put it up to date. Which I'm actually glad this was in modern times. And of course, you had Jack Burton with his truck, the Pork Chop Express, who's visiting a friend of his, Wayne, played by Dennis Dunn, who would go on to be in Prince of Darkness. Whatever happened to Dennis Dunn? I always really liked him. I really liked him in this movie, and I really liked him in Prince of Darkness. Whatever happened to Dennis Dunn? How come he's not working? Is he working? But one thing leads to another, and they play like this game, and Jack catches the bottle. It's all in the reflexes. And Wayne wants to get his fiancee. Shit happens. She gets taken. They go after her. And then his truck gets stolen. And, you know, there's a guy with lights coming out of his mouth called Lopan. In which case, they pretty much got to get the services of Aid Shin, played by Victor Wan. I miss Victor Wan. I really do. Victor Wan was just such a great, you know, James Hahn as Lopan and Victor Wan as Aid Shin. I mean, that just great opposites of good and evil. Aid Shin, Victor Wan was just great symbol of good, and Lopan, great symbol of evil. I mean, going to the plot, I don't need to go into the plot of Big Trouble in Little China, but why I love this film so much, I mean, granted, you could look at, the special effects, the score, love the music. I believe, yeah, John Carpenter association with Alan Howard, I love it. Dow, 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 bow, dow, 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 dow. And it's just it's hilarious. It's really it's a film that I still think is underrated. I know it has a cult status, but I will say this is an underrated movie because I feel like it, because old Jack says so. But considering back in 1986, you didn't see a lot of movies in the West do stuff like this, dealing with kung fu and sorcery and sort of those old kung fu flicks. I mean, you had a little bit of martial arts with, say, like the Karate Kid and stuff like that, but this was like full force, with kung fu and sci-fi and fantasy and action and comedy. But yet they really mixed it up with the ideas that they had with the film, with the main characters, which I get to. It was such an amalgamation of such fun ideas that made such an experience that literally anytime I see this film, it just see the end credits with that. I love that song by the Coupe de Villes, which actually is John Carpenter singing. I believe the other guys, one of the guys is Nick Castle, but I know it's John Carpenter singing, which it's weird because he has like a Jim Morrison type of voice, but it's John Carpenter. And I always remember that song. Did you feel the wind is rising, baby, like a dream? I forgot what it was word. Did you feel the wind is driving, baby, like an evil dream? We better run, run into the distant night, run until they take us away, take us away, take us away. Big trouble in little China. Sorry, I'm going over the top, but this film's over the top in a good way. And like I was saying before, whenever I see this film, when it's over, I'm literally sad. I'm sad when it's over because I'm having so much fun with these characters. For instance, Jack, not only is his shirt so memorable, that type of shirt, but his character is basically he's doing an impersonation of John Wayne with how he swaggers and kind of his talking like John Wayne. But he's such an ineffective hero because he always fucks up. Literally, it's the main guy is the sidekick role. And Dennis Dunn, the sidekick, he's the hero role. Because Dennis Dunn, who's like the Asian sidekick, he's really the hero. He knows the places. He knows where to go. It's his fiancee that's taken. He's the one who knows how to fight. That insane fight. Like, this is before fucking... I mean, yeah, there was stuff in Hong Kong, and of course. But, before Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, before all this stuff, like, every other action film has some type of martial arts or kung fu or stuff. That wasn't the case back in 1986. I mean, this was, in a way, revolutionary, especially in the Western, in the Western world of Hollywood and stuff. This is before Van Damme, at least Bloodsport, and well before Steven Seagal, or, well, you had Chuck Norris and stuff, but, and of course, Bruce Lee. But Big Trouble in Little China did a lot of stuff. And I get the idea of, like, the main guy, he's pretty much the sidekick character. Like, Dennis Dunn is never played for laughs. He knows what's going on. It's his place. His fiancee taking. He has an insane sword fight with that guy. You have the three storms. Thunder, rain, and lightning. And he has an insane fight with I believe, rain. And lightning, I believe is lightning. You could tell that's where they got Raiden from Mortal Kombat. I mean, with the straw hat and the lightning. That's Raiden from Mortal Kombat. So you're wondering where Raiden from Mortal Kombat? It came from this movie, from one of the three storms. And, like, again, Dennis Dunn knows what he's doing. It's the lead who fucks up. He's the sidekick role. He's the comic relief. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's bumbling. He doesn't know how to fire a gun. He he tried to fire a gun. He's like, Jack! First time you ever played someone? No. He's always messing up. He throws the knife. It fucks up. He's like, shit. Oh, yeah, that scene in the elevator is like, I feel good. Like, I think I feel invincible. You know, they're pretty much high and shit. Uh, there's just so many great things about this film. I mean, he throws a knife, it fucks up, but he gets the one. Granted, it's the best thing he could do, but he gets the one thing right where Lopan throws it. He grabs it right between the eyes, falls down. All those statues. It's all in the reflexes. Of course, you got how do I forget her name? Kim Cattrall as I think Gracie. Yeah, Gracie. And you know, yeah, that scene where they kiss and the fucking lipsticks on Kurt Russell. I mean, there's just so many great things about Big Trouble in Little China. It's hilarious. So many memorable one-liners or phrases or dialogue. I mean, even the look of the hero is memorable with that T-shirt and uh, Shin. I love Victor Wan. I'll be honest, you know, as you can see, there's a Ninja Turtle thing. I'm a big fan of Ninja Turtles. Victor Wan, he would have been the perfect voice of Splinter. Whether it be in that film or any film, Victor Wan, who played the good guy, Shin, sort of, I guess you could say the good wizard, that's the perfect voice for Splinter. That is the perfect voice. And of course, you see him in Three Ninjas, The Golden Child, which is a favorite of mine. Just so many stuff. Lo Pan, such a great villain. The Three Storms. Exciting action. I mean, Kurt Russell was trying to get this fucking big ass statue off, and he barely can't. You have the guy who, I guess he sort of commits suicide because his master's dead. He gets pissed and he starts bubbling, and Disney's like, I don't think he's going to stop. I mean, yeah, that great song, and great at the ending, it kind of leaves room for a sequel, or although they say there was never room for a sequel, it's just they wanted to end that way. But God, man, I gotta say, I would love to have seen a sequel to this. I know there was a video game, I think for the Commodore or something like that. Um, I would love to have seen a sequel to this. I swear, I would love to have seen a sequel to this. I'll be honest, I like Escape from LA. I would rather see a sequel to this than instead of getting Escape from LA. Just again, this film just brings so much joy and fun, and it's smarter than you think. Again, with the whole idea where the hero and the sidekick are switched, where you watch him, he's basically playing the sidekick role, only he's in the front lead. And Dennis Dunn, who I think he's excellent, Dennis Dunn, he's really doing the stuff that the hero usually does. And when they go underground, you have that crazy creature that you see for a split second take that guy. It will come out no more. What will come out no more? Shit! You know, and so many great ideas. And John Carpenter, man, he knew how to film. Just the way he uses the camera, he uses the widescreen format. I mean, I only have 15-minute limit because of stuff, but this film is such a classic. It's so fun. It's so entertaining. You know, I gotta say, this is my favorite Kurt Russell performance. I love McCready and I love Snake Plissken. This is my favorite performance because it's so different and so funny and so like not your typical hero. It's just it's so different that it's memorable, and just his the stuff he says. He's just a normal guy. He fucks up, but he means well. Uh, I love this film to death. This film is fantastic. I love the score, the music, the action, the ideas, the sorcery, the old school sorcery. You know, and monsters, like you have the floating monster, and you have that beast-like creature, and uh, you know, I'll say it, and like Jack says, "What the hell?" So if you ever need to shake the pillars of heaven, Watch Big Trouble in Little China, and it'll bring a big smile to your face. Thanks for watching.